Next topic. JJ the Boss presents, Starting Your System Integrator Business, the BACnet and Niagara for Chicas edition, Chaos Level, 10/10, Network Collision Incoming. Yo, JJ the Boss here, let's talk business, in BACnet objects. Starting your own system integrator biz is like setting up a BACnet MS/TP network. If you don't terminate it right, you're gonna get garbage data, and bankruptcy alarms. For those who don't know, the Niagara for Chicas Leah G, Miriam McKay, Sky B, and the Tweedle twins, Lady Z and Sandra Z, are like your BACnet devices. If they ain't discovered properly, your whole system's a who-is. Disaster. The Make Your Own Hours Lie, BACnet Schedule Object Edition, they say, you get to make your own hours. False. W2 Life, like a BACnet schedule object, predictable, automated, no overrides. Business Life, now you're the BACnet operator display, manually overriding every single alarm. Why is Leah G, your cash flow analog input, stuck at 0? Who set the Tweedle twins, procurement binary outputs, to always on? The asset versus job mindset, BACnet priority array rules, running a biz ain't a job, it's a BACnet priority array. Priority 8, default I'll code later. Priority 1, manual override, fix this now or we lose the client. Null priority, wait, did I pay taxes? Pro tip, if you love BACnet who-is requests, stay a tech. Business owners deal with BACnet error codes like device not responding, aka client not paying, Partners equals BACnet COV subscription, marriage edition, starting a biz with a partner? It's a COV subscription, constant updates, no unsubscribe button. Good partner, like Miriam McKay, a reliable BACnet router keeps traffic flowing. Bad partner, like Sky B, a misconfigured BBMD dropping packets at the worst time. We signed the papers, looked at each other, and said, this feels like a BACnet broadcast. Wanna get sushi? JJ the Boss, the website struggle, aka where's my BACnet browser? Your website's like a BACnet device object, Weebly/Wix, a basic device, limited properties, no custom views. WordPress/Adodo, a BAWS server, powerful, but good luck debugging HTTP 500 errors. JJ's rule, your site needs 2 critical properties, present value, what you do, we integrate stuff. Description, how to reach you or you're a BACnet unknown object. Employees equals BACnet foreign device registration, hiring your first employee. Like adding a foreign device to your network. Here's the network key. Don't mess it up. What's a network key? Control freaks, prepare for BACnet reject. Reason 42, configuration error. Final boss advice, BACnet best practices, document like a BACnet object list, even the Tweedle twins nonsense. Taxes equals BACnet event enrollment, set up automatic notifications or face critical alarms. Network like Leah G at a BACnet interop test, jobs come from who's on your network. Bottom line, starting a biz is 10% BACnet read property, 90% BACnet write property, under pressure. But if you love the grind? Welcome to the network, boss. Now go check your BACnet heartbeat. Leah sending a device communication failure. JJ the Boss, out. Alice's Adventures in Businessland, BACnet Wonderland style, retold by JJ the Boss, with extra wires, alarms, and low battery warnings. Once upon a code-filled day, Alice saw a blinking network cable hop by wearing a vest that said, I'm the White Rabbit, ask me about BACnet. Wait. What's BACnet? Alice yelled, chasing him down a USB tunnel. Boom. She tumbled into Businessland, where everything beeped, flashed, and needed a firmware update. Chapter 1, The BACnet tea party. Alice landed smack dab in the middle of a mad tea party, but instead of tea, they were serving error codes and alarm logs. The Mad Hatter was rewiring a thermostat with jelly beans. The March Hare screamed, "Who changed the BACnet device ID to 9999? The Dormouse was asleep on a stack of invoices. Again. "Why's everyone yelling?" asked Alice. "Because," said the Hatter, "our BACnet points won't discover themselves, dear girl." Chapter 2, The Caterpillar and the Schedule Object. Next, Alice found a very sleepy caterpillar puffing binary smoke rings. "Who are you?" he asked. "I think I'm a business owner now," Alice replied nervously. He rolled his 6 eyes. "Then you need to learn about the BACnet schedule object. It looks fun, but guess what? It's all lies." Chapter 3, The Queen of Alarms. Suddenly, beep beep beep. Alarm bells everywhere. The Queen of Hearts stormed in shouting, "Off with the device list." Her dress was made of error logs and blinking LEDs. The King of Hearts was just trying to fix the Wi-Fi with a spoon. The Knave of Hearts spilled coffee on the control panel. "Who installed the unlicensed driver?" the Queen screamed. Alice ducked under a floating BACnet packet and ran. Chapter 4, Playing Cards and Protocols. Alice ran through a garden where playing cards were painting roses red. "Nope, wrong color, it should be BACnet gray," said card number 7, dragging a server rack. "Pat," the gardener shouted, "the IP address changed again." Meanwhile, Bill the lizard was stuck in the ductwork yelling, "I found the rogue device. It's a toaster." Chapter 5, Tweedledee, Tweedledum and the Niagara 4 Chicas. Alice stumbled into a room with Tweedledee and Tweedledum dancing with 2 laptops and singing, "We set the outputs high, we set the outputs low, then we forget what's what, oh no oh no." Leah G, Miriam McKay, and Sky B sat at a glowing dashboard. "Welcome to the Niagara 4 Chicas zone," said Leah, "you break it, you fix it." Sky B muttered, "The tags are all broken, again." Chapter 6, The Jabberwocky Firewall. "Beware the Jabberwocky Firewall," said the White Queen, who was debugging her crown with a VPN. The Jabberwock roared, half dragon, half firewall rule that blocked everything, even lunch. Alice threw a BACnet discover at it and poof, the Jabberwock exploded into confetti made of port numbers. Chapter 7, The Griffin, the Mock Turtle and the Soap API. The Griffin and Mock Turtle were floating in a pool of XML soup. "This is our API documentation," said the Mock Turtle, sobbing. "No one reads it?" Alice nodded. "Me neither. Can I have a thimble?" Chapter 8, The Lion and the Unicorn Fight for Uptime. The lion roared, "I want 99.99% uptime." The unicorn shouted, but the cloud service sneezed. They head-butted over a crashed server while Alice tried to plug in a backup battery shaped like a teapot. Final chapter, JJ the Boss drops wisdom. At last, Alice met JJ the Boss, standing on a router wearing sunglasses made of fiber optics. "Starting a business," he said. "It's like running a BACnet MS/TP bus without terminators, wild, bumpy, and everyone's shouting who is." "Can I go home now?" asked Alice. JJ nodded. "Sure. Just fix the alarms first. And don't forget to back up your configs, Queenie." The end. Until the next alarm, Alice went back to her world with a tool belt, a laptop, and an offline BACnet tag stuck to her hair. Next topic. SBA 471, HVAC Control Sequences Part 1. JJ the Boss presents, HVAC Control Sequences Decoded, the Niagara 4 Chicas and BACnet Lowrider Edition. Chaos level, 10/10, dampers flapping, fans screaming. Buckle up in the compressed air supercharger Impala, where HVAC sequences hit like a turbocharged PID loop, smooth, responsive, and packed with hidden horsepower. Shotgun, Leah G, the sequence queen. Bob boxes. That's your throttle body control. Airflow first, or your building's gonna backfire like a misfiring actuator. Back left, Miriam McKay, the PID tuner loop-in loop control. Honey, that's not chaos, that's dual stage boost. Zone temp drives CFM, CFM drives dampers. Smooth like airbag suspension. Back right, Sky B, the Reheat Rebel electric reheat. Discharge air sensors aren't for control, they're your did we just fry this coil alarms. Trunk, Tweedle Twins, Lady Z and Sandra Z, the fan power duo parallel fans equals on-demand nitrous. Series fans equals always on turbo. Choose wrong, and your building sounds like a vacuum cleaner fight. HVAC sequences broken down, like a supercharger rebuild. VOB boxes, your building's fuel injector's mission, control airflow, not temp, to hit OSHRI 62.1s air change RPMs. Pro tip, min CFM isn't zero unless you enjoy replacing tripped static pressure switches. Leagy. Reheat boxes, the nitrous oxide of HVAC when perimeter zones get chilly, like a cold air intake leak. How? Step 1, zone temp drops rightward, arrow damper hits min CFM, like idle RPM. Step 2, still cold. Fan kicks on, parallel, or heat stages fire, series. Pro tip, series fans equals white noise. Parallel fans equals surprise whoosh. Pick your chaos. Tweedle Twins PID loops, your ECU tune loop 1, zone temp rightward arrow CFM set point, 0 to 100%. Loop 2, CFM set point rightward arrow damper position. Pro tip, 2 loops equals twin turbo control. Mess up the wastegate, min CFM, and your AHU static pressure blows a gasket. Miriam McKay. Pro tips, from the trenches, discharge air sensors, they're not for control, they're your is this coil melting. Alarms. Sky B. Parallel versus series fans, parallel equals drag race mode, fan only when needed. Series equals cruise control, always humming, dot. Noise matters, nothing screams cheap, install like a parallel fan scaring grandma out of her corner office. Final boss advice, HVAC sequences ain't magic, they're boost maps for buildings. Nail the tuning, or your comfort curve flatlines. Mic drop. Fire alarm rings from a tripped high limit. JJ the Boss and the Niagara 4 Chicas absolutely. Here's the Alice in Wonderland style rewrite of JJ the Boss's HVAC control sequences, decoded, now a wild, chaotic Wonderland adventure, where dampers flap like wings, fans scream louder than the Queen of Hearts, and the Niagara 4 Chicas roll deep in the compressed air supercharger Impala. Alice's HVAC Eichel Adventures in Wonderland. Also known as, Don't Touch That Damper, Dormouse. Once upon a swirly twirly day, Alice saw a shiny Lowrider Impala bounce past her, driven by the White Rabbit, wearing BACnet goggles and yelling, "Oh no! I forgot the fan sequence." So of course, she jumped in. Zoom. Down they went into a duct full of tangled wires, sizzling sensors, and Niagara 4 maps drawn in tea stains. Inside the back seat, a full-on HVAC crew, madder than a March hare with a stuck VOB box. Ride along in the supercharged Wonderland Impala shotgun, the queen of sequences, Leah G. VOB boxes are like the eat me cake. One nibble and whoosh you grow airflow. VOB boxes equals like throttle pedals. Push too hard? The caterpillar's mushroom blows the ductwork. Wonder tip, minimum airflow is never zero unless you want the dormouse sucked into the ceiling. Back left seat, PID tuner, the caterpillar, now known as Miriam McKay. Who are you trying to heat up? Zone temps go here, then CFM goes there, PID loops. Like Wonderland logic. Loop 1 equals zone temp decides CFM, airflow. Loop 2 equals CFM tells the damper how wide to open. Wonder tip, 2 loops equals twin turbo control. If you don't tune it right, the queen screams louder than a stuck actuator. Back right seat, Reheat Rebel, Sky Bee and the Cheshire Cat. You think this discharge air sensors for control? Ha ha ha. It's your did we just melt this coil, alarm. Reheat boxes equals like the Mad Hatter's tea. Warm when needed. Dangerous if forgotten. Wonder tip, series fans are like sipping tea slowly. Parallel fans. They scream like the Jabberwocky on Red Bull. In the trunk, fan twins, Tweedledee and Tweedledum aka Lady Z and Sandra Z. Fans are like playing cards with rocket boots. Choose the wrong type, and your building sounds like a crocodile vacuum fight. Parallel equals on only when needed, like Tweedledee waking up late. Series equals always on, like Tweedledum singing lullabies to the coils. Wonder tip, install wrong? You'll get more whooshes than a White Queen dance party. HVAC sequences, aka Wonderland's Wildest ride VOB boxes equals Wonderland's throttle pedals. They don't control temperature, they control airflow like Alice trying to float with a parasol. Oshri 62.1 says, no stale tea air allowed. Reheat boxes equals the nitrous of HVAC cold outside. Zones sad. Turn on reheat but only after the damper's done its funky dance. Too early and you burn the March hare's whiskers. PID loops equals Wonderland's control spell, one loop for temp, another loop for flow. And if you mix them up, the King of Hearts blames the executioner. Pro tips from Wonderland. Sky Bee says, don't use discharge sensors for control. They scream like the dormouse when overcooked. Tweedles say, series fans whisper. Parallel fans roar. Choose wisely or grandma will spill her croquet tea. Leah shouts, Vogman CFM isn't a number, it's a feeling. And a lawsuit if ignored. Final boss warning. The Queen of Hearts yells from the ductwork, if the control sequence is wrong. Off with your license. Mic drop. Coil sizzles. A flamingo swings by on the return duct. TL, DR for little techs in Wonderland. In this whimsical depiction of an HVAC team, each character brings a unique trait to the table. The White Rabbit is perpetually late, causing him to consistently miss the crucial startup checks. Leah G, also known as the Sequence Queen and revered as the VOV Queen, holds a deep belief that airflow is the essence of life, focusing her efforts on managing and optimizing variable air volume systems. Miriam McKay, or the Caterpillar, is celebrated as the PID wizard, with a knack for fine-tuning control loops, all while enjoying her tea. Sky Bee, taking on the persona of the Cheshire Cat, oversees the reheat alarms and has a peculiar tendency to smile when things heat up, indicating a distinctive method of handling alarms. Lastly, the Tweedle twins, known as the Fan Fighters, are adamant about their fan preferences and insist that you choose your fan style, hinting at consequences if you don't comply. Who what they do their HVAC magic. White Rabbit runs late, always misses startup checks. Leah G, Sequence Queen, VOV Queen airflow is life. Caterpillar, Miriam McKay. PID wizard tweak loops, sip tea. Cheshire Cat, Sky Bee. Reheat alarm smiles when things burn. Tweedle twins. Fan Fighters, choose your fan style. Or else. Would you like this turned into a coloring book, with dampers and ducks to shade? A storybook comic? A Mad Tea Party pop quiz, complete with flamingo buzzers? Or an interactive Wonderland HVAC bootcamp game? Just say the word. Wonderland's ready to spin that fan. Next topic. SBA 470, How to Get Hired in Building Automation, JJ the Boss Edition, Chaos Level, 10, Intro, Yo, what's crackin', future bass ballers. JJ the Boss here, and this ain't your grandma's career advice. Nah, we're rewinding to 2019 like a busted VFD, cause y'all keep asking how do I break into building automation. Well, strap in, cause we're serving truth hotter than a misconfigured VOB box in July. And guess what? We're doing it Niagara 4 style. Shout out to Tritium's brainchild, with the BACnet Chicas as your spirit guides. Leah G, Miriam McKay, Sky B, and the Tweedle twins, Lady Z and Sandra Z, ride in shotgun in this compressed air supercharged Impala of knowledge. Yeah, we're detailed like where they sit in the Impala detailed. You want a airbagged suspension smooth or compressed air supercharger fast? Pick your learning style. Let's go. Step 1, why building automation? Q, Impala engine revving, money, you like cash? Cool. After 2 years, you jump from ramen budget, $30,000, to steak dinner money, $60K plus. That's compressed air supercharger growth, baby. Growth, service, programming, sales, project management. Pick your lane. Or swerve between M like a BACnet MS/TP network with a loose terminator. Less body breakage, tired of hauling compressors like a HVAC gladiator? BAS lets you flex your brain instead of your back. But warning, your mental suspension gets tested daily. Step 2, the elephant in the room, HVAC knowledge. BACnet Chicas giggle in the back seat. You don't need to be a Freon wizard, but you do need HVAC basics. Think of it like the airbag system in this Impala. You don't gotta build it, but you better know how it saves lives when things go sideways. Learn, Honeywell Gray Manual, drier than Tweedle Sandra Z's humor, train newsletters, YouTube rabbit holes. Pro tip, our control sequence fundamentals course is like strapping a supercharger to your HVAC IQ. Boom. Step 3, BAS skills equals job description hacks. Niagara 4 framework flashes on the Impala's touchscreen. Job posts are wish lists, not requirements. Example, 5 years experience? Nah. Here's how to fake it till you make it like a BACnet device spoofing a MAC address. Lab it up, buy a Tritium compatible controller, like the Jace 8000, sensors, and a multimeter. This is your Impala's engine bay. Get greasy. Skill drills, point-to-point checkout. Like testing the airbag sensors before a crash. Graphics setup. Designing the Impala's dashboard so it don't look like 1995. Profitability mindset. Managers care about billable hours like you care about horsepower. Say, I'll make you money day one. Step 4, chaos approved job hunt. Leah G throws resumes out the window like confetti. HR screeners ain't BAS experts, they're like BACnet routers with no BBMD. Skip M. Here's the JJ the Boss method. LinkedIn stalking, find the BAS manager. Slide into their DMs like, yo, I saw your job post. HR's gonna trash my resume cause I lack experience, but I built my own lab and learned Niagara 4 like it's my Tweedle twin alter ego. Let's talk profitability. Show, don't tell, bring your Impala, aka your lab setup, to the interview. Be like, this? Oh, just my compressed air supercharger for learning BAS. Wanna see me trend data? Step 5, rejection equals fuel. Miriam McKay hands you a metaphorical shot of whiskey, you will get rejected. Companies stuck in 4-year degree or bust mode are like BACnet devices stuck at 9600 baud, slow and outdated. Their loss. Keep hustlin'. Final boss level, if you're serious, our BAS startup and checkout course is your turbo boost. 11 weeks. Job ready. Or go the long route and waste 2 years in trade school like a VOB box with no actuator. Your call. Mic drop. Impala screeches away, BACnet Chicas waving. pspodcast.smartbuildingsacademy.com/470 free resources, lab guides, and chaos. JJ out. Alice's Adventures in Building Automation Land. Or, How Alice Learned BAS with the Mad Hatter and a VOB Box. One twirly whirly day, Alice fell headfirst into a shiny duct. Poof. Instead of landing with a bump, she landed in a bouncing lowrider Impala made of wires, teacups, and VFD parts. The White Rabbit was driving, shouting, I'm late for my sequence startup. In the backseat? The BACnet Chicas, Leah G the queen of sequences, Miriam the caterpillar of control loops, Sky B the Cheshire cat of reheat, and the Tweedle twins, Z and Sandra Z, who argued about fan types while eating Trend Me cookies. Let's get Alice a bass job, shouted the Mad Hatter from the trunk, covered in sensors and tea leaves. Step 1, why get into building automation? Alice asked, why would anyone want to work with all these buttons and blinking things? The King of Hearts whispered, because money. After 2 years, you go from jelly sandwich money to roasted chicken dinner cash. The Duchess added, and no more heavy HVAC lifting. Just thinking, clicking, and light yelling at your computer. The March Hare shouted, you can be a programmer. Or a tech. Or a project manager. Or all three at once like me during a tea party. Step 2, but wait. Do I need HVAC knowledge? Yes, shouted the Queen of Hearts, throwing a Vob box across the croquet field. But only just enough, like knowing how to not explode the tea kettle. The caterpillar, Miriam McKay, puffed on a cloud of chilled air and said, learn from the Honeywell Gray manual, super boring, train scrolls, very swirly, and YouTube rabbit holes, literal rabbit holes in Wonderland. Alice found a talking thermostat named Bill the Lizard, who told her, control sequence fundamentals is like a mushroom that makes your HVAC brain grow big and smart. Step 3, BAS skills equals magic tricks for jobs. The Mock Turtle wept and said, I don't have 5 years of experience. The Griffin roared, neither did I. Just build a lab in your bedroom. Alice set up her own mini building automation lab with a JACE 8000, sensors, and one grumpy multimeter. The White Queen told her gently, point-to-point checkout is like checking your flamingo before croquet. If it's broken, you'll know real quick. The Cheshire Cat winked, disappearing but leaving behind this message, design your graphics so your dashboard doesn't look like a soggy playing card. Step 4, hack the job hunt. The Tweedle twins danced on the back seat and tossed resumes out the window. HR people don't get BAS, they sang. They're like BACnet rooters with no brains. The Queen of Hearts screamed, find the manager and tell them you know trends and airflow and Niagara magic. Alice wrote on a scroll, dear manager, HR will throw this away. But I built a BAS lab and tamed a JACE beast. Want to trend some data with me? Step 5, rejection equals boost fuel. The Mad Hatter gave Alice a cup of steaming hot rejection tea and said, companies that want degrees are old-fashioned like writing with flamingo feathers. Keep going. The dormouse squeaked, failure is just another fan setting. Final boss round, the job Sky B flew in on a flying duck sensor and said, take the startup and check out BAS course. It's like a rocket booster for your BAS career. The Red Queen yelled, or waste 2 years in trade school watching dampers wiggle. Choose. The end, but also the start. Alice zipped away in the Impala, engine humming, VFD lights blinking, BACnet Chicas waving, and the Jabberwock growling in the distance, confused about trending data. She looked back and shouted, thank you Wonderland. I'm gonna be a building automation superstar. Want to join Alice? Ride on over to Free Magic Mushrooms, aka Lab Guides, Knowledge Tea, and just enough HVAC chaos. JJ the Boss and Wonderland out. Want me to turn this into a sing-along? Coloring book? Short video script? Let me know. Wonderland's got you.